years. And today I have my special guest. He is the CEO of Media Shower, investor, as well as a best-selling author, none other than Mr. John Hargrave.
Hey, Daniel.
Welcome, Mr. John, on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Yeah, so I am an author of 6 books. This is my latest, The Intelligent Crypto Investor. And the quick story is that I got involved with Bitcoin back in 2013. I bought a lot of Bitcoin. I made a lot of money, a small fortune, and then I lost it all. And then I built it all back. And it is what I learned through that journey of investing in crypto and then losing it all in crypto and coming back that I'm really excited to share with the world on how everyone can think about investing in crypto in a way that is smart and helps you build long-term wealth and avoids the pitfalls that I went through.
The pitfalls, and thank you for sharing to the world, Mr. John. You've been called the Buffett of Bitcoin, yet your book applies the principle of the ultimate value investor to the most speculative asset class of our time. What drew you to blend these two seemingly opposite worlds?
So traditionally, value investors, which is like Warren Buffett and his mentor, this guy, Ben Graham, who wrote a book called The Intelligent Investor, they had this idea that you could buy stocks, company stocks, by looking at the performance of a company. So really think about it like thinking about owning stocks like you're owning the company, which you are. And at the time, this is back in the 50s, this idea was kind of radical. People didn't really look at the companies. They kind of bought stocks because somebody told them it was a good stock to buy. And this idea of valuing companies, at looking at the business and then looking at the financials and deciding whether the stock was a good price or a good value, this became today we would just call it common sense. But again, in the day, this was kind of revolutionary. We're at the same place with crypto today, where most people don't look at crypto companies like they would a traditional company. And most people buy crypto because they hear about it online or somebody tells them it's a good buy. So, what we're doing, just as Ben Graham and Warren Buffett created these models or formulas to analyze company stocks, this book with my team, we've done the same for how to analyze these crypto companies and then make good long-term decisions on which cryptos are worth our long-term investment.
Very well said, Mr. John. You subtitle promises a simple strategy in a space notorious for complexity, jargon, and noise. What was the hardest part of distilling crypto investing down to the simplest, most essential form?
You're right, Daniel. Most crypto books read like they were written by a robot that hates you. It's extremely complex. And my goal was to make crypto simple for everyone to understand so everyone can participate in this amazing asset class, which is the fastest growing asset class of the last 10 years. So, to make it easier to understand, each chapter of the book starts out with the story of a well known investor. I just told you about Warren Buffett, but it might be Peter Lynch, or it might be Charlie Munger, or modern investors like Kathy Wood. And we take their principles for success In other words, how did they build their fortunes? And then through telling that story, we show how those principles can be applied to this new world of crypto. And so it's really blending the old and the new, the traditional value investing with this new asset class of crypto. And so many of the early readers of this book have told me how fun it is to read and how surprised they are that a crypto book can actually be an enjoyable read.
Hmm. Certainly, and Mr. John, you've been in crypto since 2013 when Bitcoin was around $125. Looking back, what is the single biggest lesson from those early years that shaped the disciplined investors you are today?
So, as you said, I bought into Bitcoin in 2013. The price at that time was $125. It was not easy to buy Bitcoin, but my wife and I made a big purchase. And as I said, the price over the next few years shot up to over $10,000. And I said to my wife, "This is the greatest investment we've ever made. Let's go all in." Now, we have a marketing company on the side. That's my day job. I run a marketing agency. And we decided we were going to only serve blockchain and crypto companies. And during this time, there was so much excitement around Bitcoin and around crypto. This seemed like a great idea. And it was for about 3 months. And then the price of Bitcoin crashed. And with it, all of our new clients and really our entire business almost went out of business. It was a very, very difficult, dark time. And in the process of rebuilding our business and rebuilding our investments, what we learned was you need to diversify. So, in other words, a lot of people go into Bitcoin and crypto and they put all of their money into Bitcoin, for example. And then what happens is Bitcoin is extremely volatile. So you might buy it when it hits a new record high, and then 3 months later, it might have dropped like half its value. And because of that volatility, we need to make sure that we have our crypto balanced with other types of investments, traditional investments like stocks and bonds and so on. So that's really the message of the book is around diversification. And that helps protect us from this kind of roller coaster that crypto is still on to this day. And that was the great lesson that I learned the hard way. And I'm hoping that by reading my book, people can learn it, learn the lessons without having to go through it themselves.
Certainly, they will learn a lesson. Mr. John, how did you rebuild your confidence in your portfolio after that near that experience? Was there a specific investment or mindset shift that marked your comeback?
Yes. So we treat cryptos like companies and we treat tokens like stocks. So that's really a key understanding of the book. If you treat cryptos like companies, then you can start to value them like companies. So we can start to say there are various crypto companies out there that are building this kind of new financial system, and they're going to be the most important companies of the future. So by looking at things like their management team, their customer base, how many people are using them each month, and so on, we can start to see which companies are really good investments for the long term. Now, this is not how most people invest in crypto today. Most people invest, just as in Ben Graham's day, because they hear about it online or somebody gives them a hot tip. I've talked with so many investors who've said, "Yeah, I bought Ethereum or some other token because somebody told me this was a good buy." We're giving people the tools to evaluate them like traditional companies. That's a major change. Nobody's doing that today. But in the future, we believe this will be common sense. This will be the way that everybody thinks about investing in crypto.
Your book recommends a portfolio of 60% stocks, 30% bonds, and up 10% high quality crypto. For the skeptic who thinks even 10% is too risky, is this a volatile space, or how do you defend that allocation?
Yeah, that's the key strategy from the book, Daniel. So to repeat it, it's a highly diversified portfolio. You might consider this like 60% stocks, and you could even buy like an all stock index fund, which basically is like buying the whole stock market. 30% bonds, and again, you can buy like an all bond index fund, and then up to 10% high quality crypto assets. No more than 10%, but up to. Now, if you are a crypto skeptic, you might only put 2% into your crypto allocation. If you want to do a little more, you might do 5%. You might buy, 2.5% Bitcoin and 2.5% Ethereum. And if you're a Bitcoin believer, you might go up to 10%, maybe 5% Bitcoin, 2.5% Ethereum, and 2.5% other high quality crypto companies. And again, in the book, depending on your level of comfort with crypto, we'll show you how to find those other crypto companies that are a great value today that we hope will grow by 2, 3, 5, 10, or 100 times in the future.
Very well said, Mr. John. You focus on just three key metrics to evaluate blockchain projects. Without giving away the whole book, can you share what those metrics are and why they are matter more than the hype?
We call them the three P's, and they are people, profits, and price. So, people is like looking at the customers of this crypto company. We might call it users of the crypto company. And the great thing about crypto is all of these numbers are freely available at any time. That's very different from traditional companies where if you want to know how many customers Apple has, for example, you have to wait for their quarterly financial reports. With crypto, you can see this in real time because of the way this technology works. So people is number one. How many people are actually using it, and are those users growing over time? Profits is number two. So profits is how much money is this crypto company making, and then also what is how much are they keeping? So both revenue and profits. Um, and then price is number three. So we look at the price of this crypto company, of the token, of the stock in this company. And then based on all of our other analysis, we can say, is this a good deal? Is this a bargain? Does this look like it's underpriced? Or is this overpriced? Or would we be paying too much? So those are three very good numbers to look at. And then in addition, we have something called the Crypto Investor Scorecard, where we do a lot of analysis of the company itself. But those are the three P's: people, profits, and price.
So, Mr. John, you argue that this small crypto allocation has historically outperformed traditionally portfolios by over 65%. Walk us through the math. How does limiting a downside risk actually unlock that kind of upside?
So I wrote a book back in 2018 called Blockchain for Everyone, where I laid out this formula 60% stocks, 30% bonds, up to 10% crypto. And my team and I have been tracking the performance of this investing approach ever since. Um, and we look at, first of all, what would you have earned, or what would the value of your total investment portfolio be today if you invested $10,000 when my book came out in 2018, and then you just contributed a little bit each month, let's say $100 a month. So we tracked the performance of this approach, this investing strategy, but we needed something to measure against. So we also have a traditional portfolio that's just 60% stocks, 40% bonds, no crypto. And so what we've done is looked at our investing approach versus a traditional investor approach that has no crypto at all. And over the last 7, 8 years, we have seen that we've outperformed that traditional investor by over 65%. And the reason is that traditional investor does not have any investments in crypto, which, as I said, is the best performing asset class of the last decade. So by putting just a tiny slice, that traditional investor would have grown their investments significantly more without adding a lot of risk. That's the other important part, is there's only a maximum of 10% in crypto. So even if Bitcoin goes to zero, you've only lost 10% of your overall investment. So our approach is the best of both worlds. It limits your risk, but it also helps you participate in the rewards.
Certainly, the rewards itself. You emphasize starting with just Bitcoin and Ethereum. What these two? What makes the blue chips in your view, and what point should investor consider branching out?
Yeah, I think the easiest way to get started, as you said, Daniel, is just buy a little bit of Bitcoin. The second thing you could do is buy a little bit of Ethereum. Those are the top two cryptos. Um, Beyond that, the book tries to give you tools and frameworks to use to find more crypto investing opportunities. And remember, we're looking for high quality crypto companies, and we're investing for the long term, so 5 or more years. Um, we also have a weekly newsletter, which is at crypto investing, which is cryptoinvesty.ng. And on our website, you can sign up for our free investing newsletter. And each week, we'll send you a new crypto company that our team of analysts has analyzed using the frameworks that we've been talking about. So it's a good way of looking at other potential investing opportunities. Now, not here to sell you anything. We're not getting a commission from any of these companies. We're just looking at companies that to us fit the framework. In other words, they look like good, strong, healthy, growing crypto companies that we believe are well positioned for the future, and also that their price, their token price, is selling at a discount, which makes them, in our view, a great investment. And we try to highlight one of those each week in our Intelligent Crypto Investor newsletter.
Very well said, Mr. John. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in sixth season. Abstract poetry in its third season, and of course, my book 101 review in sixth season too. A comedy 101 fourth season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well. Geography 101, love letters, movie 101 review, music are fifth season, Science 101, Sex 101 in its fourth season, and my baby podcast, Trivia 101, Motivation 101, Spiritual Awakening 101, Entrepreneurship 101, Law 101, Mental Health 101, Coaching 101, of course, by Bible Verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. John, if you had to summarize your book in a single sentence that a skeptical traditional investor could understand, what would you say?
It's the most fun way to learn about crypto investing while equipping yourself for building long term wealth.
long-term wealth. We love that, Mr. John. So can you please invite our listeners to support your books, your advocacy, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Yep, you can buy the book on Amazon, the hardcover as well as the audiobook, which is voiced by me. And you can sign up for our free investing newsletter at Crypto Investing. That's cryptoinvesty.ng.
Certainly, people support Mr. John Hargrave because if you support him for sure, more and more crypto investor will rise. So I have one more question, Mr. John. If there's one myth about crypto investing that you hope this conversation helps to bury forever, what would it be?
That crypto investing is not for everyone. I believe it is for everyone, and I believe it is the future of the world financial system.
Yes, people, crypto is for everyone. Try it. Who knows, you will be the next Mr. John Hargrave. So, Mr. John, thank you so much for your time.
Daniel, a pleasure.
Bodycam people, see you soon.